educational, empowering, and more.
Successful Living with Reginald Campbell.
You're listening to Successful Living with Reginald Campbell.
Good afternoon and hello to everybody. Welcome to Successful Living Podcast with Reginald Campbell. Thank you for the opportunity to share with you this evening. We're not going to waste your time. I encourage you to get the book, Basic Financial Steps that teach you how to make your money work for you. If we can get a close-up of that, because this is a book for now and the future. They're the same thing. They just one. It's the latest version of it. Still has the same information, but here is the original copy. And so I encourage you to go to your local retailers and purchase the book because I'm going to read something from the book. It says assignments. What are your thoughts toward money? Do you have a tendency to pay off bills or debt? If so, what bills and debt have you paid off? Do you currently have a savings account? Yes or no? How much on the average do you save each month? This is what we were talking about off camera. If no, to the previous question. But I thought this was interesting on the other side. How much discretionary income do you have at the end of each pay period or month? Number one is none, 25, 50, 75, 100 or above. So you need to get this book, Basic Financial Steps that teach you how to make your money work for you. Tonight, I just want to give you a couple things to think about as we get ready to head into the fall, because we have Thanksgiving coming up next month. We also have Christmas coming. And most of the time, our finances and budgets get out of control. And we were just having dialogue about many people are spending to pay bills, but never sit down and make a budget. Then many people think within themselves that I don't need a budget if I'm just paying bills. So the challenge is you have to understand what's happening now, and the future will come. The question is, will you be prepared for it? So from another perspective, it would be seeds now, fruit later. So here's the thing we want to talk about. Stop wasting time on things that doesn't bring or build a return. Stop wasting time. Because one of the weakest things that will steal from your level of creativity is trying to take a person to a place they don't believe that exists. I'll say it again. Many times you're trying to take a person because you see it. You believe it. You know it's real. And sometimes you lose your ability to become creative and productive by trying to get someone to change their palate about something they are already dead set against. So it says stop wasting your time on things that do not bring. So you need to invest. Did we say something wrong? You need to only, and see, we all guilty of it. I'll make it simple. Pancakes. You ought to have pancakes. I don't want pancakes. I don't like it. They look spongy. You know, don't look like they're pancakes. They don't look like they're good. I'm trying to get you to try something, and you are dead set against it because you don't believe in it. And so when it comes to your time equals money. Don't let people waste your time. Don't let people come to you to stop. You need to know if they're venting or they really want a solution. So here's what I'm gonna give you 3 analysis this evening. One is from, I meant to look up, what is Queen Latifah's real name? Dana Owens. Okay, Dana Owens. So I have something for you from Dana Owens, Irvin Johnson, or we say Irvin Magic Johnson. See, all that say, what y'all excited about? All right, so then I want to share with you the Birkenstock family, which is a German shoe cobbler. All right. So when I talk about now and the future, what's her name? Dana Owens, the great Latifah, Queen Latifah, says this. She said her mother taught her early in life, don't know her backstory, was to always save more and spend less. How do we put that in today's knowledge? If you're making $20 an hour, the only reason you're making $20 an hour is because you have tenure with the company. Because if you had to go back and start over, that's going to be between 10 and 12. Lucky if you get 15. And so why not go ahead and budget yourself on the lower end so you'll have enough cushion in case something change. Queen Latifah is where she is today. So I want somebody to look up and see what Queen Latifah's growth worth is right now. Because many people are spending to impress people. They're spending what we would classify and category as emotional spending. $70 million. And this is what I say to people, and I know it's probably going to have a rub against it. And people always want to say, well, I want to always identify with the culture. My question is, how well does the culture identify with you? Because many times the culture will take from you, steal your watches, steal your jewelry, steal your car, steal your rim. I was talking to a gentleman today, and I don't know he's watching because he's trying to watch to get $100. But let me say hello to Paul if he's out there, because I know he's probably watching. I'm not going to give you his first name. And I called you back, and you need to call me because I think I met your brother. Say his name. He always say, Alec Paul. Alec Paul. Paul. My name is Alec Paul. So he and I had a conversation. See, well, thank you for showing up. So I believe he had a brother that was deceased, and I believe I met his brother, and I shared with you all what I told this young man, and then when I saw his brother, who is Philip, who works in Broadway, he had a picture of his brother, and I'm like, I know that guy. So, Paul, you need to call me because I need to tell you something, a conversation I had with your brother. But what's that name again? Dana Owens. Is now worth $70 million. And let me help you out. The culture did not help her get that. The culture is less than 1% of your opportunity. And it all depends on what culture you come from, and I'm trying to be politically correct. Most of that culture will copy what you have and never buy your product. You could have been born in that culture. It birthed you, but it didn't raise you. So look at her worth now. And so now she's building affordable housing back in the community that she grew up in. See, if you look at money the correct way and don't waste your time with people who are trying to impress you, you can connect with people that you both can do something and make an impact in your life as well as the community life. Irving Mack Johnson, he was the one that said that when Nike came along, they were upstart shoe company and they offered him stock. And he took the money and knocked the stock. Well, why is that relevant? There's a point in your life that you need to budget and monetize your finances in order to fund your future. There's a time when you have to take less in order to fund your future. If you never fund your future, you can't fund your heirs' future. Does this make sense? So Magic said that he lost out on the possibility of having stock in a company that's worth $5.3 or $2 billion today. Does this make sense? So if you're always about the moment, you will never be prepared for tomorrow. So number 3, the Bickerstaff family is a German shoe cobbler, which they made shoes handmade. And it had been in the family for like 5 or 6 generations. And of course, because of culture, nobody wants to be a shoemaker. Now, everybody need their shoes repaired. Some people won't repair their shoes. They'll just go buy other shoes because they have to have the latest and the greatest. They have to have the wow factor. So when they friends see them, wow, look at you. No, don't look at me. I need to collect money to pay for these shoes because I rented them. These shoes are on rent. These are rent and roll shoes. These are rent and roll shoes. So I'm going to have you all pitch in for my rent and roll shoes because people keep buying shoes that don't bring them a return. And the time you wear them and put a crease in them is when the value goes way down. So the Birkenstock family, two brothers decided, hey, this was our great grandparents stuff, and neither one of them wanted to be a cobbler. So what happened was they went and got a few people and they started saying, okay, let's train up other people. So while others was working, they learned the business side of it. Oh yeah, I wish somebody could get it. You see, if you're going to be a worker, you can't live like the thinkers. Because the workers and the thinkers don't get the same salary. You have to figure out what you want to be. So you got to quit faking it and trying to front it, because those that are thinking think in layers of multiplication. You think in layers of hourly. Oh, I wish I could help somebody. So people think in multiple layers and you think in hourly wage. So they decided, hey, bruh, this is our family. Let us really try to push this. So they started pushing it, got people making shoes. They built the website, and eventually here comes a private equity company who says, Now, if you know anything about German shoes, they're not the prettiest shoes on your feet, but they're some of the best wearing shoes and best leather you can get, because they make them to fit your feet. Not when you go buy these other brands that are just made off of one assembly line. They make shoes to fit your feet. Okay? Guess what they did? The hedge fund company got them. They got the funding. They saw, can I say it? They saw the future. And when they saw the future, they put money into the company. So they started getting the company shoes in other places. So the two brothers, they got enough. So then they decided, let's take it public. Let's take it publicly stocked. So now it'll be tradable. In one day, the family dream turned in for two of the family members, descendants, into $3.4 billion in one day. The day they took it public, they split $3.2 billion between two brothers. The first day. And somebody said, well, that doesn't make sense. Why did they do it? Now the hedge funds company takes over. So they're going to make sure this shoe brand has a bigger life cycle. So what am I saying? Your today does not have a bigger life cycle than your future. You need to focus and build for your future, because your future has a bigger life cycle. You need to ask yourself, can this job hold my salary for the next 3 to 5 years? What benefits do I need as I get older? So that's why I say seeds now, fruit later. Here's the thing, and I got 5 things I'm going to give you. Number one, well, this is not number one. We need to draw down the influence of media and social media on and in our lives. This will affect your spending habits. It leads to 3 things that are uncontrollable. Call them CCC. Chaos, crisis, and confusion. When the media, because they're going to put out things for the holidays. There are people in certain communities that have spent $5,000 on Halloween stuff in the front yard. Oh no, they're not life size. These are giants. These are the things that walked the earth when David hit a giant. They're like 12 and 15 feet high. How much are they? Okay, in certain communities, they're 5 and 6 something in the front yard. They have decorated the whole house. And see, my mind is like, man, they could have used that money to help somebody. And then it hit me. It hit me. They didn't help somebody, not even enjoy themselves. They want to run around with their kids in the front yard and have a big Halloween festival, and the other people out there talking about, you need to help me. No, they're going to celebrate Halloween. So the question becomes, there are 3 things that the media always keep people in, and this is your mind, and your mind is linked to your spirit. It's chaos, crisis, and confusion. The media and social media will make you think that you are behind and outdated. They're always trying to sell you something. You can't watch a program without somebody giving you a 10-second and then talking about you can skip this ad. I don't even want this ad. Just let me look at what I want to look at. But they're trying to get you to buy something. Impulse buying. Here's the thing. It creates too much pressure on your finances, and they are competing for your dollars. People are competing, industries are competing for your dollars, and you think it's pocket change? That pocket change makes them millionaires, and it makes you go have to borrow and look for money. Here is the word: sow into something that will sow back into you. If it can't advance you, why should you advance it? Why should you advance someone else's agenda and your agenda is never on the table? So I wrote it this way: sow, invest in something that will sow back into you. See, the problem is you have to let go of immediate gratification. Good paying jobs don't come overnight. When you're at a certain level, good paying jobs don't come. Good contracts don't come overnight. Now you can get Skillet Leroy, you can get Tom, Becky, and Bill. You know, that's a couple $100. I see you back with your head. But if you want big money take a plan that has to have a strategy and a point of execution. I wish somebody would talk to me. Big money don't come off of lip service. But yeah. See, I want to talk to people in corporate. You can't talk to people that know how to dot the I's and cross the T's, and you can't spell it. It's called a business plan. See, can I help you? Listen, somebody need to get this. You can't put a penny in and then try to get $1 out. The greater the sacrifice, the greater the see, we ain't worried about the reward. The greater the, y'all look like y'all struggling to say that. I don't want to sacrifice. I done suffered enough. I done had a hard life. Pull the camera up on me. I done had a hard life all my life. You told Hoppo to beat me my whole life. I had to fight my daddy. I had to fight my uncle. I had to fight my whole life. My whole life they talked about I couldn't get no hair. I couldn't do nothing. Nobody would take me to the prom. I ain't getting no dress. My whole life. And you gonna tell me to sacrifice? Somebody need to pay me for my pain. You want somebody to pay you because you did some stupid stuff. you shook up over it? But it must be hitting you with some people you know. Every time they come, man, oh boy, it's hard out here. Sure is, dog. It's hard on the yard, player. It's hard on the yard. And then they say, well, I was going to ask you. And I always say, but I was going to ask you if you could help me. Because I was going to hit you first because what I got just ran out, bro. That's why, you got them shoes on. You dressed to the nine. Bro, I'm trying to get some help, As my friend would say, front me, I do better. You can't put a penny in and then expect to get $1 out. Now here's the question. How much of your money are in places that brings you more than a zero return? What you are spending, what does it bring you back? Because everybody that's got a closet probably has a flea market in their closet. You got something. I seen some lips turning, y'all. I'm gonna have to look this way. It's just, you have some shoes that you don't even know in the closet, and you can be such a shopper. And I'm confessing this. I used to have this disease too, that you buy the same thing 3 times. It's in the front of the closet, it's in the middle of the closet, and it's in the back of the closet. And then here you come with another pair, another suit, and the other 3 still got to have tags on it. And I thought this looked familiar. You got 4 of the same thing. Do I know? You're too lazy to return it. So now they have gotten your money 4 times. Yeah, you done bought the same shoes 5 times. Okay, so that's what the mind. Well, they're different colors. They're really not the same. Okay, Bootsy, them the same shoes. How much of your money are in places that bring you a 0 return? Expensive cookies. I was at the office today and they had some expensive cookies in there. And I have stayed away from sweet. See, they call it what y'all call them? Yeah, that's where they was from. See, I can't say it because I'm going to need that sponsorship. But you can say it. So I said, these are the bougie people cookies. This uptown cookies. I'm upstairs. Do I know? I ate the whole thing at one time. Then I had to go to, I did. Because they had a cookie cutter in there. But I was like, nah, man, I ain't playing like that. If they going to buy these big bougie cookies, I'm going to eat it. Whoo, Lord. I said, man, this don't take. Then some said, see, we put money in the stuff that don't come back. Now this is what you should tell some people. This is a quote. Paul, if you're watching, this ain't it. I'm going to tell you now because he's going to write it down. I can't go any higher if I keep hitting the ceiling of your stupidity. That's what you're going to have to tell some people in your life. I can't go any higher if I keep hitting the ceiling of your stupidity because you are occupying my mind with things that don't make me money. You have no ideas. All you have is problems. You know anybody like that? Tell them your ear need a break. It's time for my ear to go on break. Here is the thing. Don't be trapped by the moment of pressure. Someone was saying, they have a hard part of talking about money. If you want to eat, you're going to say, well, I have this been a good section. Let me show you how to do it. I've been doing it for a while. Have you learned? Have we been able to assist you? Sure. Then there is a fee and an additional bill that's going to come with this. I'm just making you aware. I'm not looking for your okay. I take that out the equation. I'm not looking for your asset to tell me how much is it. Because I have to go to my financial department. Some people got firms. They got businesses. I have to check with their accounting department. So you just tell them, I just want you to be aware and not caught off guard because you have accumulated additional fees. Yeah. Let me make everybody be quiet. That's the other people leaving the room. They like, oh man, that hit hard. Here's the thing, and we're almost done. Don't be trapped by the moment of pressure. Now let me give you an advantage slip. This is an advantage slip, all right? Lean on the processes that have gotten you to this point. Lean on the processes that you're practicing. Good business behavior. Talk to companies that have multiple buildings. Study other companies. See what they're doing and how they're doing it. And then you can create your own. People talking about, well, there's competition. As long as there's life, there's going to be competition. But one company can't serve everybody. So don't create a disadvantage in your head that create a disadvantage in your delivery. That's why I don't have a problem with talking to people about money. It's not a disadvantage in my head. At my age, if I'm only dependent on a paycheck, I'm in trouble. I'm 62. Mine not going up. I could file for Social Security now, and I would have to be evicted. You don't live your life to get to Social Security. You have had 50 years in the workforce. And you don't have nobody to look at but you in the mirror. 50 years. What did you do with the money? I want to talk to me now. All right, we're going to give you 5 things and we're going. I'll say it again. Don't be trapped by the moment of the pressure. Lean on the processes that you're practicing. How can we learn what we've not been exposed to? This is why you have to close out the noise of the media and social media and unproductive friends. So for those that are writing unproductive friends, you need to have space in your mind for people who can bring and add value to your life. Now, let me help you out one thing real quick. They're going to challenge you to get the best out of you. They're not going to accept where you are. They're going to challenge you. They're going to ask you, what's your innate inheritance? Somebody in your family was creative. Somebody in your family was thought-provoking. You could have had engineers. Well, Papa built this old crooked warehouse in the back, or he built this junk. You might be a builder. See, we don't know how to dissect something. We try to like everything. If you're going to be successful, everything you do, you're not going to like, but it'll bring success. Does this make sense? So you have to see, what is my skill set that will make me successful? I'll say it again, and then I'm going to give you these things. How can we learn what we've not been exposed to? You're going to have to get outside your norm. I always talk to people that have more than me. Why would I talk to somebody that has less than me? What are we going to talk about? Gunsmoke? Gilligan's Island? For my millennials and Gen Zs, go look it up. Look it up on Google. What are we going to talk about? Wrestling? What are we going to talk about? The football game? How much they paying me? Texas and Houston play this afternoon. How much they paying me? Everybody going to bat is a millionaire. And I'm sitting up here worried. They not cutting me a check. And you somewhere nervous, done spent, got a whole closet full of their stuff. Tell them it's about to get tight now. They're taking your check. They don't even know your name. You run out there on the field, you will be arrested. I got all their stuff in the closet. Well, now you're going to have it in the jail cell. All right, here are the things. Now this will move somebody's life. So you might want to text your friends and say, y'all better get this one now. Because here come the deep when we getting ready to close. For somebody out there, stop seeing things through the lens of negativity. Sometimes you can be so negative about your own present. And if you're negative about your own present, you will be negative about your own future. Stop seeing things through the negative lens. Number 2, if you feel like you have to be negative, see it through the lens of being neutral. That means don't take a side, which means you won't use your energy into something that won't be productive. Number 1, stop seeing things through the negative. Excuses all the time. Excuses make you sensitive. And then you become contemplating to deal with. You become hard to work with. Number 2, see it through the neutral. Don't let it build up your anxiety. Does this make sense? Don't stay up half the night and you still don't have the solution at 5 o'clock in the morning and you somewhere looking like you caught a red eye. You worried about something. Get neutral about it. Because if you stay neutral, you're not burning unnecessary energy, thoughts, and creativity. Number 3. This is where you can win. See it through the positive. There's a problem. There's a situation. I need to create at least 3 solutions. I need a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C. Plan D is always, we don't even know what we're doing. We're just going to do something. That's the dangerous one. See it through the positive. I need a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C. If you stay neutral, it's easier to go from neutral to positive than to go from negative to positive. Because negativity doesn't breed anything positive. Negativity creates chaos, crisis, and confusion. Here is what you have to learn. When I say take down the time spent letting media pour into your mind, letting social media pour into your mind. This is what many people have not told you or shared with you, but you create your own reality. You're going to have to get real about you. You're going to have to like. You're going to have to learn to like the dislikes in you. You create your own reality. Clothes doesn't, name brands doesn't, who you work for doesn't create your reality. Because here's what I'm trying to say in the long story, in the short term. If you lose your job, who are you? If you are tied to your weekly, bi-weekly, 3-week paycheck, who are you? If you're tied through your monthly paycheck, who are you? God said he will bless your hands. You need a job to get to your creativity, to invest in your own business. Because corporate has a limit. You get to 50, you get to 55, they're looking to shed you. Here is what I say to you that you have to see within yourself. You can get to the seat of criticism, but you struggle to get to the seat of learning. Everybody can criticize what you do, how you did it, what you should have done, what you could have done, what you didn't do. So you can get to the seat of criticism, but you struggle to the seat of learning. If we were to learn, and we know how tough it is to learn and to produce, we wouldn't criticize so much. That's number 5. Number 6, don't ask for the money and don't know what you're going to do with it. That goes back to a business plan. He laughing over there. You can't see, people want money. Help me out, bro. Help me, man. If you can just leave me. And there was a guy came to me, and I shared this with you guys a couple years ago, and he said to me, bro, I've been out here since '86. I said to him, if you've been out here since '86, there ain't nothing in my pocket, in my car, in my life that's gonna help you change this. If you've been out here through '86, since 1986. See, some people are natural excuses. They make an excuse for everything. And here's the point. If God has no respect of person, what he's done for others, you won't put your time in. Don't ask for money. Ask, oh God, I need you to bless me. For what? You're going to spend it. Oh God, I need you to help me get out of this. You're not going to invest it. You're not going to start a savings account. And I have a different philosophy with some of the philosophers out there that tell you to invest your money. You can't invest money if you don't have security money. Because whatever you invest is set on a start date and an end date, and they don't want any interruptions in it. And what you got to do is go get what you just put in. You need to start learning how to save a certain percentage. Now, I could teach you a theory, but I don't have the time. It's called the fraction of a penny. And in the fraction of a penny, how companies become millionaires and billionaires, you take a penny and throw it away, and they take a fraction of a penny and put it in all these different departments. And then over time, these fractions turns into full pennies, and full pennies turns into full dimes, and full dimes turn into full dollars, and full dollars turn into full thousands of dollars, and thousands of dollars turn into hundred thousands of dollars, and then it goes on up. But you don't know the theory of a fraction of a penny. And the only way you can embrace the theory of a fraction of a penny has to matter to you. And most people today, pennies don't matter. Can I give you how it doesn't matter? You go through the drive-thru. Oh yeah, biggie size it. That's an extra 79 cents. Well, throw a pie in there. Extra $2.85. $2, okay, two. Two pie. Give me 2 pies. And you riding with your and both of y'all gonna be catching the bus before it's over with. I'll say this as I get ready to close. Sow into something that will sow back into you. The Creator, the source of life, gave you something that he didn't give to anybody else. He gave you your own mind. Stop letting things and people and situations have more influence than the one that gave you your mind. I'll see you guys soon.
It's new, informative, engaging, educational, empowering, and more.
Successful living with Reginald Campbell.
You're listening to Successful Living with Reginald Campbell.